back? Is we back? Is we back? We back. Come on in here, y'all. Come on in. Late night. What's up, Chuck Norris? Let's see if they sent y'all notifications. Hell, first of all, let's see the food. Who's up? I be doing dumb shit. Talking about some avoiding dumb shit. I be doing dumb shit like going live at goddamn 2:30 East Coast time with no warning and no real topic. Yeah, what's up, Dre Day? Trump. I just okay, cool. You got notification. Yeah, yeah. Now I'm having this. I wasn't gonna go live or even talk or anything like that, but there's so much dumb shit going on Twitter right now. Birmingham, Alabama, in the building. What's up, that brother? That brother, Birmingham, Alabama. I want to go to Birmingham and eat some of that civil rights chicken. I know the civil rights fried chicken in Birmingham, Alabama, gotta be good. That Birmingham, Alabama fried chicken, man. Every woman that makes fried chicken in Birmingham got that extra sack of meat on the back of her arms, don't she? Y'all know the old black woman, that extra sack of meat on the back of the elbow, just above the elbow. They're like a choir robe. Every woman in Alabama that fried chicken got that extra sack of meat, tri tricep fat. But that chicken gonna be good than a motherfucker. I got a spot called Green Acres. It's funny too because the Green Acres lot. I know they filmed it here in Beverly Hills. They filmed it here in Beverly Hills. Um, you could actually drive to the house that they filmed Green Acres. You could actually drive to it. I think it's on. Is it on? It's not on Benedict Canyon. It's on. Is it on Beverly Glen? It might be on Beverly Glen. You can go to the Green Acres house in Beverly Hills. I mean, home, yeah, Beverly Hills. What's up, Big League, Don Philly? What's up, Ebony? Oh, yeah, I'm having my live show February 25th here in LA. It's gonna be funny as fuck. I'm gonna do my live show the same way I do this show here. I'm just gonna sit on a stool. I'm not gonna have anything in my mind. I'm gonna come on stage and I'm gonna talk to y'all about whatever the fuck y'all want to talk about, and we're gonna have some discussions. And whenever y'all give me an interesting topic, I'm gonna riff on that shit and make it real funny. It's gonna be totally improv, y'all. Most people aren't that comfortable on stage. My show, we're gonna talk. Y'all gonna throw some shit at me, and I'm gonna go to work. Yeah, but I'm talking about Ebony. You be there? That'd be dope. It's gonna be a star-studded event. I'm gonna have some surprise people come in, but so far on the show, right now I have Larry. So me and Larry gonna be going back and forth. I'm gonna clown Larry ass, and I might knock him out in front of y'all just for fun. And then I'm gonna have Larry, Slink, and Kamira. That's the lineup right now. I have Larry, Slink, and Kamira, and me. That's it. I might have them come up in between, like in between my stories. Yeah, James Hathaway improv is a lost art. I don't like. I was never totally comfortable. Like what I've done, y'all. I freed myself from the label of stand-up comic because I never really did that like that. You know what I mean? I get on stage, but as far as how people get down, where they have to have a set and they go to a set and then you do it this way, the formula, and then you got to follow. That was just never me, y'all. I tried it. I tried writing jokes. I tried to formulate it. So I just can't. I'm a off the cuff ass nigga. You know what I mean? I can't. I don't. That's why I don't act. That's why y'all never see me in sketches. All my closest friends in comedy do sketches and they have millions of followers. Do you see me in those sketches? No. Could I call Big John or Barry Brewer or any of those guys to get in a sketch tomorrow? Yes. Am I gonna do it? No. I'm just a improv ass nigga. You know what I mean? It's gonna be at the Comedy Chateau in North Hollywood. So for me, I like more interacting with the crowd, and so I'm not, I'm not gonna do a traditional stand up set. It's just gonna be social commentary, improvised social commentary. That's what I do. Improvised social commentary. Now I do have certain jokes that I like to tell on stage, but every if I tell a joke on stage, I'm never going to tell that joke the same way twice. You're never going to hear me tell the same joke the same way twice. I may have a joke where I talk about dealing with fat women. I may have a joke where I talk about, you know, being in apartment, running apartment buildings, but I'm never going to say the joke the same way twice. I improvise everything that I do. I improvise everything because that's where the love is. The love is in the present. The love is in the moment for me. Now, some people can really act out lines, and I salute people who can do that. That's a whole different talent. But that shit is not my lane. You got one thing about things y'all gotta know, people. You gotta know your lane, and that's not my lane. Acting out someone else's lines is not my lane. I'd rather be a truck driver, and no disrespect to truck drivers. Matter of fact, I love truck drivers because y'all get to see the whole goddamn country. I'm a mobile nigga. I love getting on that. I love driving on that road. I love getting on that road. So I salute truck drivers. And then when I say I'd rather drive trucks than read lines, I'm not kidding. Hmm. What's up, G Mars? But now I don't mind reading lines, and now they paying me a whole bunch of money to do a commercial or something quick. I'll do that. You know what I mean? But if I was gonna do a movie, I would want it how like John Witherspoon would be. Man, I want y'all just to tell me the scene, whatever the scene is, I can go in there and funk that scene out off the top of my head. Now I can do some shit like that. If I'm in a movie and I get to read everybody else's script and see what they saying and see what the energy is they want for that scene, oh, I can give you some fire ass shit. But we talking about avoiding dumb shit. And while I'm speaking about my building has been a nature preserve lately. That's how you know you have good energy around you when you have a whole bunch of animals. I've been seeing skunks, raccoons, little Roland Martins rolling around here, little Pepe Le Pews. Nigga been seeing possums. I'll tell you what we don't see around this motherfucker. Roaches and rats. That's one shit we do not see. Not in my building. No mice, no roaches, no rats. But it's been a whole lot of skunks. And like earlier tonight when I was out here smoking, a little skunk was right there, and I was standing right where I'm standing, and a little skunk was right there, and it put his tail up, and I was like, "Oh, nigga!" I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I ran. I see my TV in there. Oh, they got the neighborhoods on. Oh, that's a commercial. I'm not saying I was watching Knight Rider earlier. Um, but anyway, No, I ain't got no. We no, no. We do get coyotes around here. No mountain lions. I don't live in the mountains, but yes, we do get coyotes. The other night, I saw a pack of like 4 coyotes going over there. Like they look like they was ready to fuck somebody's dog up. Yeah, we get coyotes. What's up, Hurt? Kurt? Hurt going. Yeah, nah, we don't get mountain lions. Like the mountain lions are up in like the Hollywood Hills. Like when I go walking, my morning. So y'all follow me on Twitter. Y'all see I be up there and running. I walk Runyon Canyon 3 or 4 days a week, and it's mountain lions up there sometimes, but not really. Like I never see them. Yeah, like it was a famous mountain lion that just died last week. P something. Yeah, you saw all these stupid ass Hollywood celebrities. Ooh, mountain lion is dead. Man, shut the fuck up. You didn't care. They didn't put not $1 on that little mountain lion's kennel. Getting on Twitter like they cared about that damn mountain lion. So I'm glad the motherfucker gone. 'Cause I don't want that shit seeing me when I'm on Runyon Canyon. Because it'd be just my luck when the mountain lions come and I have my gun on me and I shoot that hoe. And they be like, you killed an animal. I'll be like, the mountain lion is coming directly for me. I could put I could put 238 hollow points right in that motherfucking mountain lion's forehead coming directly at me. And white folks would be like, you're a super Negro. You should have taken the bite and you'd have lived 47 years. Nah, I'm glad that motherfucker gone. Anyway, you're talking about, again, thank y'all. We up here. Yeah, I put 2 in P22 if it was coming directly at me. Now, if I see that mountain lion on the other side and he keep minding his business, I'm going to keep minding my business. But if that motherfucker started to pounce on me, crack, 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 crack. Too bad you didn't get back. You dig? Any other questions? Well, I'm having this talk because, on Twitter, and I know a lot of you guys aren't on Twitter, but for those of you who are, for the last few days, well, for a while now, it's been a whole lot of bickering on Twitter. It's been going on this all year, really, and it's dumb shit. So I want to come over here. YouTube is a little safer than Twitter streets. I wanted to just talk real quick about not getting distracted by dumb shit. For those of you unaware, there's a whole lot of things going on with that dude who organized that rally, that counter rally that Tariq had. And remember, for those of you who remember, Tariq had a rally that he had scheduled for like sometime in September, but some other group got the permit instead. Well, the person who got that permit has been on Twitter doing a whole bunch of confusing talk. They're going at Marcel Dixon out there from South Carolina because he's supporting some white dude, and the white dude feet basically walked in black folks' houses with dirty feet, didn't wipe his feet, and stepped all up on a carpet. You know what I mean? And so that's a synopsis of what's going on, and people are fighting over this and who's ready for reparations, who's really not. I want to just say, look, first of all, the details of what's going on over there on Twitter really don't matter because at the end of the day, it's stupid. It's real stupid. It's stupid as fuck because the whole message I want to say tonight is people gonna have different points of view on things. People gonna see things a little bit different to you, and if you're caught up in your ego, you gonna you can allow that ego to mess up a bigger purpose because of some small detail in a difference of opinion and a difference of perception. And when people get to arguing and fighting over small differences in perception, you missed the point. Like, what I'm trying to say is, and I'm not looking at the chat room. I'll look at questions later because I got a thought going. What I'm trying to say is this: if you got some shit going on, and it's a big picture, something like reparations, something like actually, because when it comes to politics, you participate in politics anyway. People always say, "I'm not waiting for reparations." Well, you go vote every 2 years anyway, right? For those of you who do. So if you're gonna participate, focus on some tangible needs for us, and we'll get them at some point. At some point, you know what I mean? But along that path of getting them, you're gonna run across people who you're really down with, and you guys have similar points of view. And then it's gonna get to a point to where your point of view and their point of view departs, and they see it this way, you see it that way. Question is, can you be mature enough to allow them to go their way and you go your way without allowing the discrepancy between you two to be louder than what you two commonly have and what the bond you two common have? The common bond you have is reparations. Or say if you're at school, if you're a parent at school, the common bond you have with other parents is, um, let's say, a, a Black history curriculum in the school or new science books that are up to date. Whatever your common goal is on the PTA, or do you allow differences in perception to stop you from reaching the common goal? Here's why I say this. Whenever you're working in groups with people and working with groups of people, remember this. Always remember the reason the bond started. The the initial bonding of a pair of two people is usually around a particular agenda. And it's not to say that that agenda can't evolve over time. It absolutely can evolve over time. It absolutely can evolve over time. But most of the time it doesn't. Now it evolves into some things that, are fake oftentimes, more often than not. But what's the initial reason you got with your coworker? The initial reason you and your coworker are cool is because this particular place you're working decided you two are qualified to make your money there. So what happens is people who are co-workers, all the time you saw it on Facebook, especially when Trump got in office, a lot of y'all lost co-workers as Facebook friends when Trump got in office. Because sometime between y'all getting hired and Trump getting hired, y'all thought them white folks was y'all friends. You forgot your common bond was this job that you two have. And everything else is just extra shit. That's not the reason why you're there. So, politics. The common bond a lot of us have is reparations. And if you don't have reparations as your agenda, we don't have a political bond. We may have a bond in another area of life, but that bond is not political. Okay? So you get a political bond with people, and that political bond is reparations. What happens? People at some point are going to have a different point of view, other politics that they have. They're going to have a different point of view in how they run their life. They're going to have a different point of view in how they do a lot of things than you. But your common bond is reparations. So what's happening right now on Twitter Spaces, and Twitter Spaces is just a microcosm of what happens with niggas all the time. When it's finally time to have some kind of agenda, some of that slave shit that's left over in our minds. What happens is people get opportunities to speak, and they start talking shit and start getting in big old arguments over things that ain't got nothing to do with the common bond y'all got together. People got together over reparations. That's the common bond. Now these dumb niggas on Twitter is arguing about, do I call myself a freedman? Do I call myself ADOS? Do I call myself FBA? Do we call ourselves B1? And I'm just listening like, and these niggas sound so fucking stupid. And it's fucking up. Let me take this headphone. It's really, can y'all hear me? It's really taking time away from a real political, like, it's really taking away from a real political agenda. And I'm not, so all I'm saying is like, these don't be one of them dumb fucks. Don't be that guy. I'll turn my music on. I got the church shit on. Turn my Spotify on. But don't be that guy. Don't be that person. You got people out there who are really on Twitter Spaces right now as we speak. You got one dude that they chasing around Twitter Spaces. This dude was a Moor. He was a Hebrew Israelite. This nigga looked like he had a new religion every time the seasons changed. And talking, it's just saying we can't get. Then this is another thing I want to say. It's another thing, like when it comes to like white people, black people. When it comes to white people, stop inviting white people to the barbecue, black folks. God damn, shit was loud as fuck. Stop. Or if you do invite a white person to the barbecue, you're responsible for how they act. One of the major things that's going on Twitter right now is a white dude that kind of came around those Twitter niggas and kind of just talking shit about black people, about freedmen and whatever. It's a white dude that calls himself a freedman. And it's like, oh shit, here we go. And this niggas co-signing this white dude that calls himself a freedman. And it's like, oh my God. And black people, if a white person comes around you and your people, if they got respect for you and your people, they'll act like it. Stop being the Captain Save a white dude. And it's nothing, no disrespect. Because the white people I know, they'll never do no disrespectful shit like that up to me. Because they respect me. It's not about, you know what I mean? They don't have to go around talk about how not racist they are. They respect me, you know? So if you ever have to explain for your white friend doesn't respect you. And there actually is certain dominance over you. That's what they're doing. That's why they do that. They always have power plays. Watch hockey. They're always looking for a power play. And this is their culture amongst each other. This is how they treat themselves. So when you get some happy-go-lucky nigga that's just happy to have a white friend around them, you motherfuckers are straight up bait for them. So that's really the lesson for tonight, man. Just like avoid the dumb stuff, man. Like it'd be too many good people. You know what I mean? I'll be looking at some of the people. It'd be too many people who I like in my heart. I feel they're good people. You know what I mean? Because I see the way they talk. I see their passion when they speak. You know, about helping other black people. But I also see how stressed they get. And I know what that's like to get overstressed over shit you can't control. Take it from a nigga who's been there.
Don't let shit you can't control stress you out. I'm talking to you niggas because that's what I feel in my spirit to say. And I might be talking to myself on some levels too. But don't don't let this shit that we in right now, this political quest that we have, man, don't let that shit dominate your heart, dominate your spirit. Don't do that. You owe it to yourself to be good to yourself. It's cool to get political, and hell yeah, let's get down politically when it's time to get down. But don't let that take your spirit. Don't let that keep you up at night. Don't let that harm your soul. I'm just saying, all you can do is what you can do. But it be people out there. I be watching them too. Cause some of the shit I hear when I be listening to some of the people speak, I be saying some of this dumb shit. A lot of them still got. You can tell they really got passion in their heart. You know what I mean? You can tell they really do have some level of passion, and they do have some level of care. Sometimes that's when it be like, you know what? But all this extra shit you doing, going at people, yes, that's a grinder. And these are billionaire hemp wraps. See, hemp, 100% hemp paper. The billionaires. As I listen to John Coltrane, Giant Steps is on. Yeah. Bismarck T. Bismarck T got an affinity for female pastors. He done bagged a few female pastors, didn't you, Bismarck T? Bismarck T done bagged at least 2 or 3 Maxines in his life. He got a Mabel, a Maxine. He got a Gladys under his belt. This nigga, Bismarck T, the only nigga in his chat room that smashed a woman named Mavis. This nigga's Bismarck T lost his virginity to a 78-year-old woman named Mavis. For real, for real. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Back to what I was talking about. Like, you can't let stuff burden you like that. You can't. All you can do is do your part and then get back to living your life. And get back to living your life. And that's why I say that. Because I don't take these niggas serious talking about what other black people should be doing. I really don't. You know why? Because ain't not one of these niggas proven to be somebody. If something happens to somebody in the movement, you ain't gonna do anything about it. So niggas be running their goddamn mouth. So do your part and then get back to loving on your family, man. For real, for real. Your family still here, love them. You know? You ain't got no family? You got friends. And mind you, we're in Find Your Tribe season. So it's the family of today is the family you choose. Now, the family you choose may still very well be your blood family. But it may not. Or it may be a hybrid of blood family and And this is the era of finding your tribe again. And that goes back to the topic. Even when you do find your tribe, even when you do find your people with similar ideologies, you got to know you're gonna have some differences between. You know what I mean? You're gonna have some differences, and you got to be able to handle those differences. Hell, sometimes those differences may cause you to crack a few jokes, laugh at that shit, and get back to building, get back on track. That's what we got to be. That's what we got to be. Find your tribe, get with your people, but know that even with your tribe, with your people, you're going to have differences. We got to have the emotional intelligence to sift through our differences and still have respect for one another, even though we have a different point of view on some key things. Like I've had people who be chatting in the chat room and they be trying to, like certain people who used to be in the chat room a lot. And they talk and they would try to and they would keep trying to put something down my throat. Why you should be talking about this way or that, do. And I'd be like, nigga, if you want it that way, nigga, go create a channel. Chill. I speak the way I speak. And if you don't like it, that's fine. And something that simple has offended people. All I'm saying is, I ain't never told nobody you shouldn't see it that way. My point of view is, if you see it that way, don't try to beat it down in my head. Go create a channel and preach it. Show the world. That shouldn't offend you. But something that simple does offend people. You gotta have better emotional intelligence than that. You should be able to disagree with somebody and still be cool. You're right, Bruce. YouTube. It's called YouTube. He says it says a documentary called "Is That Black Enough for You?" What is it on? Is it on Netflix or something? Where can we find it? Man, my living room is dirty as fuck, y'all. That's another reason I'm in the dark. Me and the wife did a show not a show this morning, but we started a crystal business right before the coronavirus had hit. And then when that coronavirus hit, it just shut everything goddamn down. So we got out and we were at this event this morning. We sold a fuck ton of crystals too. Well, relative to the people who were there. We just sold a fuck ton of crystals. We just sold to most of the people who were at the event. Got these blue kyanite chips. Shit was dope. You said returned. See, I need to watch some shit on Netflix. You know what I was watching today? Before I went live with y'all, you know what I was watching? I was watching Knight Rider. Come on, Kit! It was an episode when Kit got beat up by that battering ram. I remember when I was a kid and I watched that episode. I was sad. I was like, man, I thought Kit died. That whole next week at school. Because remember back then in the 80s, you had the 2-part episodes. You had to wait till next week to see the next episode. I remember the episode when Kit got beat up by that big old truck. I remember going back to school that next week. Like, man, it's sad. Like, shit. I was like in preschool, kindergarten. I remember being sad as fuck. Like, goddamn, Kit got his ass whooped by this big ass truck. And then the next week when Kit came back, I was like, yay. Well, I was just watching that episode again. Like, 2 hours ago. I love Knight Rider. You said watch The Glass Onion? Man, I can't be watching all this dramatic ass TV y'all talking about. Y'all tell me right now, look, I be telling people all the time, people be thinking I'm playing. That last job that I had working with kids, that shit fucked my head up. I don't watch dramatic. I don't watch shit that's dramatic. I lived way too much drama. You seen the shit that I seen out in these streets. The last thing you want is drama on TV. I like goofy, silly shit. I like shit from the 80s because 80s TV pisses me off. Them 80s niggas used to like run and jump over a hood and then flip and get on one knee and be like, freeze! And the criminals will stop, be like, hey! I like that silly shit. See, in the 80s, the A-team shoot every goddamn thing. Don't hit one person. But the chandelier, they shoot the chandelier over top and not. I like that kind of shit where I know the outcome. Hell no, I ain't about to watch no goddamn dramatic ass TV show. You know what it's like to be in your goddamn apartment, smoking a blunt, and then you get a text message from a kid you work with that's hiding out in the house because he ran from home because his mom was beating him, and he want to see if you can send him, like, get him some money, and but don't tell him where his mom is. Y'all know what that shit's fucking like? You think I want to see any goddamn drama on TV? Hell no. Nope. When I turn on TV, I want to watch some silly shit that's gonna make me laugh. Yeah. Y'all know what it's like to be chilling at home, minding your own goddamn business, and then you watch the news, and while you watching the news, a kid you invested 2 years of your life in is getting murdered on TV, on the news. And you didn't know to turn your head away because you didn't know that was your kid that you worked with. Until later on, we saw the name pop up. You like, hold on, hold on. I worked with that boy for 2 years to get out these streets. And now I'm watching the news and I get to see this little nigga get murdered on TV when I'm just trying to watch the news. That's the kind of shit that I dealt with. You think I want to watch a goddamn dramatic TV show? Kiss my entire ass. I'm either gonna watch some silly shit or a documentary. I'm loving Black Dynamite on HBO Max. Black Dynamite, Martin, Black Jesus, Boondocks. I'm fucking with HBO Max heavy right now. We ain't about to watch no dramatic shit on TV. Kiss my whole ass. Nope. I'll pass. But that's why I be watching. That's why I mostly listen to music. Music takes you away. You know what I mean? Music is a vibe. It's a feeling. And music can take you anywhere you want to go. All you gotta do is relax and allow. Fall into the flow of the rhythm of the beat. And you will enter a whole nother world of love. That's why I listen to so much music. This nigga I been said I work at the orphanage on Black Dynamite. Ha! Fuck you, nigga. Yeah, that shit was funny, nigga. That nigga said I work at the orphanage. Yeah, dog. Niggas on the internet come from the real life experiences. I'm be on these streets. See, this is where I'm different than most of these niggas. Most of these niggas got stories about being in the streets and doing dirt on the streets. All of my stories about being on the streets is getting niggas out of doing dirt on the streets or working with kids before they get to that point of doing dirt on the streets. That's where all my street activity come from. I ain't never robbed nobody. I ain't never shot at nobody. I ain't never stole nothing from a liquor store in my life. Nigga, I'm from South Central, nigga. I'm not of South Central. On the negative side. Because there's a lot of, see, that's the thing. What's up, Amar Woods? Are you listening to Marvin Gaye? Hell yeah. Yeah, but like, here's the thing. And this is the thing we got to get out of as a people. We got to get out of this. As a people, the 90s, see, in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, there was a certain pride in blackness. The 90s brought in the glorification of the scummy side of black society. It started to happen in the 80s, but it was a lot of pushback in the 80s. It wasn't widely accepted. It was a subculture. The 90s is when being a degenerate, whether it be gangster, pimp, or fuckboy that spends his money on bullshit. You had the pimping coming out of Detroit and Oakland. You had the gangster coming out of LA. And you had the spending your money on fuckboy, the degrading women and spending your money on fuckboy bullshit coming out of the South and the East Coast. That became the dominant sound of the 90s. And either you were Jay-Z style, Puffy style fuckboy. That style fuckboy wore the cleanest clothes, had the nicest women, and told you to spend your money on bullshit. It didn't tell you anything about being a decent man in society. Didn't teach you anything about growing up and treating your woman right. And don't tell me it couldn't happen, black people, because the Philadelphia sound was one of the biggest selling sounds in the world. And the whole Philadelphia sound was all about love and spreading love. And that was some of the biggest selling music on the planet, the Gambling Huff sound. So don't tell me that people don't want to hear. And that's not to say you cannot not have positive party music. Some music is just party music. I get that. Some music is just party music. Party music ain't gonna have a message in particular. That's fine too. And you're also always going to have degenerate music. You're going to have music about bad experiences with women. You're going to have music about the times you got robbed, if that's the life that you lived. You're going to have music about it all. So I'm not saying this music shouldn't exist. But out of that New York area, and then it went down to the South, the dominant sound, niggas was clown. Remember when Nas came out with, I think it was I Am? When niggas was clowning Nas, I was around back then. Niggas was clowning Nas for talking about going back to Egypt. That was the mindset of the early 2000s. Who the fuck Nas think he is telling niggas to go back to Egypt? It was the glorification of a fuckboy lifestyle. Don't save your money for your children. Spend it on bullshit. You know what I mean? And then on the West Coast, every nigga wanted to be hard. Every nigga wanted to be hard in the 90s and the 2000s. I used to say that shit all the time. I remember when when my parents moved from South Central to motherfucking up on top of the hill where the niggas with money live. I remember when we moved up there thinking like okay, yeah, everything is cool. I remember seeing niggas walking up and down Overhill acting all tough. I'm like, nigga, why you acting hard? We got a view of the city over here, bruh. I came from 58th and Broadway, nigga. We got a view of the fucking city over here. Why you acting hard? But when that Tupac All Eyes on Me dropped, it was a wrap, y'all. when 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 All Eyes on Me dropped, like niggas was doing the gangster shit. Like in the early '90s, it was still a separation. Early '90s, late '80s, it was still a separation between gangsters and square niggas. Like only gangsters wore cornrows back then. Regular ass niggas didn't wear cornrows in the fucking early '90s. Any nigga with braids or cornrows in '92 was a thug, nigga. There was a separate in the early '90s. There was a separation of church and state. Let me put it like that. It was a separation between square niggas and gangster niggas. And then when All Eyes on Me dropped by Tupac in '96, that's when every straight lace nigga wanted to be a gangster. Tupac had an effect on all these weird ass niggas. I started seeing niggas raised in Ladera Heights saying cuz all of a sudden. And I was raised in a blood neighborhood, but I was raised in my grandparents' house in a Crip neighborhood, my parents' house a blood neighborhood. But the way I was raised, the squares like me, we never said blood or cuz. That's why I never got banged on. I tell people all the time, I only got asked where I was from one time in my life, and that shit don't even really count. I was raised in the thick of South Central. Why did I only get asked where I come from one time in my life? Because I never fucking acted like a gangster. I was a square-ass nigga that played the drums and basketball. Niggas knew me as the fat nigga that could hoop and the nigga that was cold on the drums. That's what I was known. I never said cuz, never said blood. I never acted hard. Niggas never tested me because I stayed in my square-ass lane. But when that Tupac All Eyes on Me hit, oh my God. Every square nigga is cuz this, cuz that. Oh my God. And a few niggas I know ended up losing their life over that because they really was square ass niggas. I know like 3 people who unfortunately lost their life at a young age perpetrating. You don't perpetrate in LA. Niggas will test you. But that shit was going on and permeating through the music. And it wasn't just the music, it was the movies too. Because in 1988 you have Colors. That's how that started the genre. And then Boys in the Hood was one of my favorite movies. But then from Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, Juice, South Central, the one was the one on the East Coast one with Nino Brown and Ice-T. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't wake me, I'm dreaming. What movie is that? New York, not New York Undercover. That was a TV show. New Jack City. So the movies played a part of it too. You know what I mean? There's a lot of gangster movies, a lot of that when it happened around the same time as the gangsters. The same thing with the heroin. The white folks, they always take out their hand in it. Same thing with the heroin epidemic of the 70s. What went along with it? Superfly in the movies, Hollywood. Hollywood put the movies out there, and then the music follows suit. Why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this to say that as a people, a lot of things get thrown in our path. A lot of things get thrown in our way. We really got to just get to the point, and I think we're getting there, to where no matter what's thrown in our way, the corruption of our music, the drugs in our neighborhood, or weird-ass niggas on Twitter Spaces who just want attention, stay focused on the goal. Stay focused on the goal. Stay focused on the goal. And when it comes to people that you're around, whatever reason y'all became cool, remember that reason. Don't forget that reason. Not to say things can't evolve, but most of the time they don't. You just spend more time with the people. You're not really friends. You just have a particular point of view on something. And what the reason why I say that is it stops you from trying to make people be perfect. People out here on Twitter and like in these political streets looking for the perfect candidate. The perfect candidate don't fucking exist. All right? The way I see it, politicians are whores. Get what you can get out of them and then keep pushing. Black niggas got to stop trying to be fans of everybody. Niggas, that's another reason why all that shit's going on Twitter. Niggas want to be like subconsciously. I don't think it's a conscious behavior, but subconsciously, niggas are looking for somebody to follow, for somebody to be a fan of, somebody to be under. They don't want to use their own power. People don't want to use their own power. They want subconsciously. We've been so conditioned over the last 400 years to look for a messiah, look for a savior, look for somebody else to do the work. I gotta get out of that shit. Yeah, hit the like button. Oh yeah, American Me was another one of the movies. Do you have any funny in New Jersey? Not that I know of. You're right. I heard personality worship. No, it's not about that's exactly what people do. They get into personality worship. You know what I mean? It's cool to have certain people that you dig because you're gonna have a certain connection to people out there. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But allow those people to, if you have that and you can still allow those people to be human, allow them to deflect from you at certain points y'all won't see eye to eye. Give that person that you admire that level of respect. You know what I mean? Don't get mad at them because they point of view is a little bit different from yours. If you still have the same overall agenda, it's all good. Now, if they're doing something to harm the agenda, that's one thing. But most of the time, it's not harm. The only thing that's harmed is people's egos. Usually, that's where the harm lies. Usually, people's egos is what gets harmed. What's up, Native? What's up, Daily Dale? Yeah, the Al Sharpton effect, yeah. Y'all up late in the motherfucker, man. Late rising ass niggas. Fuck y'all doing up so late? This is ass. I see Steve TBS run down to Stephen A. Molly. Yeah. That was T did a good job talking about I was gonna talk about that. I was gonna talk about Jamil Hill. I was gonna do that. I was thinking about doing it tomorrow. Cause there's a whole thing going on over there. ESPN and how silent they are with Dana White. Like, where is the explanation? Where is the tie-in with Dana White and the overall white community? The way Jamel Hill likes to tie every little thing a black person does into the black community. What's your first word? Are you work that third shift? And salute to you. Shit, I ain't never had to. Well, is it when I work security in the nightclubs? That could be considered third shift, couldn't it? I'm about to say I never worked third shift, but I did do nightclub security for like a year and a half. I did do nightclub security but we would work from like 9 p.m. to and we'd get off like at 2:30 a.m., sometimes 3. Is that considered third shift? We know about 9:30. About 9:30 to 2:30 usually be our schedule. Is that considered third shift? Yeah, I used to work that. That used to be fun doing that doing nightclub security. And when I used to drive Uber, I never really drove Uber in the daytime. Sometimes I would. Usually when I drove Uber, I would drive from like 9 o'clock to about 3 in the morning. Like my Uber hours when I used to drive Uber was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, like 10 p.m. to like 2:30, 3 a.m. Because I would work. I would do that after I get off work. And then sometimes on Sunday night, I would do like airport runs. Is that third shift? So I did work third shift for a little bit. Now, I ain't never worked till no damn 7 a.m. Now, I'll tell you, I done partied third shift hundreds of nights in my life. Thousands of nights, probably. Because I'm going to say shit. I would do hundreds of nights in 1 year back in my 20s. Partying to like 4 or 5 in the morning. That'd be a good 150, 200 nights a year. I get that in back in my 20s. So I can easily say, yeah, I done partied thousands of nights during third shift. Man, this damn rain. Damn rain fucks my door up. He said the knock shift. Yeah, I done partied the third shift thousands of nights in my life. 20s and early 30s, shit. And even now sometimes. But being 41, I don't be out till like 3, 4 in the morning like I used to. But it'll happen every, once a month, once every other month. Yeah. Oh, I gotta watch Professor Black Truth. No, I was just in there. I just can't. I'm not gonna be on here much longer. I'm about to just really get back into my music. But that's pretty well what I want to talk about tonight. These people, be focused. You know what I mean? Have respect for your fellow man to see things a little bit differently. As long as you guys got the same common goal in line, be cool with that. Be cool with that. And also, be cool with stepping out. You know what I mean? For those you doing third shift and everything, I know a lot of people out there, not just people doing third shift, people doing first shift. You got something in your mind and your spirit and your heart that you want to reach for, man. Reach for that shit. Don't be scared, okay? Reach for that shit. Whatever that goal is you got, reach for that motherfucker and get it. See beyond your goals. Don't just go to work every day and let that be your life. Because if you got some other goals, reach beyond those motherfuckers. You will get them. Put your hoof down, nigga. I remember when I left doing security. Financially, even though I done security because I didn't have a job. Well, I did have a job. I was doing mortgage, and this was back when the mortgage market crashed in 2008. I was doing mortgage. I just wasn't getting paid shit. I was working all goddamn day, but I couldn't close shit. So I had to do security at night to keep my dream alive. So I was doing security at night and still working in the day to keep my dream alive of doing mortgage. And then you know what I had to do, y'all? One day I had to sit down and ask myself, do I love mortgage or do I love the freedom this particular field offers me? And I got real quiet and I realized it's not that I love doing mortgage banking. I kind of like the title because, it sounds good. But it wasn't none of that. What I really loved about mortgage banking was the freedom. The freedom to choose my own schedule and not be bogged down to a fucking office. And the freedom to work from home. So I made sure when I made my next move that whatever job I had got next, whatever move I made next, I had to have freedom and autonomy. And and then I took a leap. And then when I got the job that I got, the job didn't pay that much, but it gave me a stable income for the first time like in 3 or 4 years. And I could have still used the money from doing security, but I had to take a leap. Like I can keep this 2 job money or I could take a leap because I said I wanted a job that gives me autonomy, and I got the job that gives me autonomy, but doesn't give me a lot of money, but it actually frees me up that job gave me time to work on these other business ideas that I had and to do stand-up comedy so I could still be out till 3, 4 in the morning, you know what I mean? And then just choose my schedule the next day at work. So I had to leave that guaranteed income of that security job and take a leap of faith. And here's the thing though, when you take that leap of faith, you got to actually apply your game, apply your knowledge. You can't just take a leap of faith and then play PlayStation all goddamn day and be in Twitter spaces arguing about are you a B1 or a fucking this or that, like those assholes be doing. You got to actually work at your shit. And it was the same thing. I've made that leap a few times, and that leap is scary as fuck. That leap is scary as fuck. But you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to put your big boy pants on and do it. It's hard as fuck. You be in your mind a whole lot. It's a whole lot of worries you have. Yep, all that's true. All that could be true. Yep, you still got to do it. Still got to do it. And then you say, need to hear that? Yeah, I appreciate that, man. That's why I had to say that because I was about to get off, but my spirit told me to say that. I was about to log off, but my spirit said, nah. Let me, because man, we are, look, and again, I don't talk to you niggas as the oracle. I talk to you niggas as somebody who crossed a bridge, and then I'm like, okay, this how I crossed this last bridge I crossed, this how I did it. But I'm still looking, I got 50, 80 more bridges to cross. And some of the bridges I crossed, you niggas done been crossed them hoes 10, 15 years ago. And you could be looking at me like, what the fuck is your problem? You ain't did that? See how this works? See how this works? You niggas done crossed bridges that I still ain't fucking with. Like, nah, that shit's scary. Or it just I'm not aware of. And I crossed bridges that some of you niggas ain't fucking with or weren't fucking with, and each one teach one. You dig? Yeah, Northside Dre, never be afraid to hit that reset button, man, because some of the moves I made can be considered dumb. I look at where I was financially when I made those moves. Those weren't smart moves to make when I look back. But I'm like, man, shit, God got me. And each time I've been got. And that's not to say I still don't deal with that. I still because it's levels of this shit in life. You make one leap, you think you good, and then you come to the next one and make, like, goddamn, that last leap I made was that was just a little bullshit 3-foot leap. Shit. This is a goddamn 5-foot leap. Can I make it? And then you make the 5-foot leap, and then you come to the next one, you're like, shit. If I drop here, that's a whole motherfucking canyon down there that I'm gonna fall through. And you get scared, and then you forget that the last 2 leaps you made, you didn't feel you were physically capable at the time you made them, but you made them anyway. But it's very easy to forget the last 2 or 3 leaps that you made were successful, because sometimes the leap in front of you can be so scary. It can be so deathly afraid you forget that you who the fuck you are. You forget every time you took a leap, a set of wings appeared at some point. Because today's leap looks a lot more scary than yesterday's leap. But it's like on that, remember The Golden Child? When that nigga Eddie Murphy had the water, don't drop the water, don't drop the water. And he was jumping on them goddamn lily pads and shit. At some point, you've been leaping long enough, you can't go back to land. You're too far out. But that next leap is scary as fuck. You can't go back to land, because matter of fact, you can't even see where land used to be. That mindset you had when you started this journey is long gone. But you're still on the path to your new mindset. And you're making these leaps. What you gonna do? You gonna stay out there on that island? Or you gonna keep leaping? And that's what niggas gotta remember when you're afraid to take that next leap. You done already gone too far to return to what you used to do. So now you gotta just keep jumping. Keep jumping. I'm speaking to you niggas and myself. This nigga said he got a side baby in the metaverse. You stupid. Y'all niggas are dumb. Yeah, keep going. Look, y'all, we the generation. Younger Gen X. I'm a millennial. Gen Z. We that generation that came to change how shit used to go. We came to reverse this shit. See, I don't know about y'all, but I'm 41 years old, and my whole life, all I had to hear is, these millennials this. And that shit's always pissed me off, all through my teens into my 20s. It's these millennials. These millennials think that they just gonna have it easy. These millennials think that life is a game. And I be looking at them like, you fucking baby boomers. When y'all went to UCLA, y'all can go to UCLA for damn near free. In the 70s, you can go to college, work a part-time job at McDonald's, and that'd be enough to pay for your college and for you to get in a small apartment building. And all I had to hear my whole young life was, these millennials think. The old niggas didn't do shit for us. Well, my parents did. Salute to my mommy and my daddy. My mommy and daddy did well. I love them. But overall, them Gen X, that baby boomer generation didn't leave us shit. That baby boom generation got them houses from granddaddy and fucked them off, didn't they? Granddaddy owned a tow truck company and had 3 or 4 houses. One of them houses, you had a whole nother family living in that motherfucker that was your cousins, and your half brothers and sisters, and you didn't know it. So y'all fucked up the property, and all we had to hear was, damn millennials, damn millennials. Well, the millennials are here now. We running shit. So we changing this shit and how it runs. Yeah, you say your family got houses of 25,000. Yeah. I remember when my parents told me the house that they got, one of the houses that they had in the Crenshaw district, this is like in the mid-'80s they got that house. They got that shit for like under $100,000. It was like they got the house for like $95,000, like back like in 85, 86. I'm like, what? You go to the house right now, and that shit's selling for $1.2 million. 1.2. Small three bedroom, one bath house. I don't know how me and my brother and my sister and my mom and my dad share one fucking bathroom. I be looking back, like, how the fuck did all of us have one bathroom? And my dad had to be out the house for work by like 5 in the morning, and my mom had to be out the house for work by like 6:30 in the morning. My brother had to be. It was me, my brother and my sister. They had to be at the house by 6:30. We did that shit with one bath. Bruce Lee fame Venezuela's estate. Yeah, see, man, they could buy houses back then, and see, a house used to be 3 years income. That's what a house used to cost, 2 to 3 years income. So if you got paid $10,000 a year, you can get a house for $30,000. You got paid $12,000 a year, you got a house for $35,000. That's how it used to work. Now you gotta make $17,000 every 2 weeks, bi-weekly, to buy a house. Your bi-weekly direct deposit gotta be $17,505 every 2 weeks if you want to buy a house in the bottom of the hood. Laker fans know what 17,505 meant. Only if you're a true Laker fan, you know what that means. Yeah, man. So, yeah, you gotta make your money. That is an overall solution, fellas. Gotta find ways, mastermind, get that bread up, man. We all got our different ways of doing it. Just whatever ways yours is, tune into it and focus. But that's gonna require going back to how we started this whole particular talk. Your bread is on the other side of those leaps. Your bread is not in your comfort zone. Your bread, fellas, is on the other side of those leaps you're hesitant to take. That's where it is. So you gotta be willing to take those leaps. You gotta be willing to take those leaps. Because that's where your point of wealth is. It'd be the same thing when I read people's cards. When I do card readings, I can tell you exactly where your point of wealth is, what you need to do, where you need to go to get your money. But that's always going to be on the opposite side of your Mars. It's going to be somewhere in your Saturn. It's going to be in an area that you're very uncomfortable with, but you're only uncomfortable with it because you're scared of finding out the truth. It's in an area you're actually going to be pretty good at. You're going to be good at it, but you haven't explored that aspect of yourself, so that makes you very uncomfortable to make that step, to make that leap. What you'll find out when you make that leap into that aspect of yourself, once you get there, you'll find out you're very comfortable in that aspect of yourself. You're very good at that aspect of yourself. But you were just nervous because it was something new, something different. And it was a difference that made it was see what the ego does, the ego keeps you trapped into who you are, who you think you are, where you are right now. And your ego get in the way and tell you just fine. But you know you want to make that leap. But your ego make you scared as fuck. But where your greatness is on the other side of that leap. And that's where your point of wealth is. That's where your money is. Nah, E-Block. E-Block smokes blunts through his ass on stage. Call that nigga the Pucker Up King. Nigga be high as fuck, nigga. Goddamn police ain't doing shit. That car driving down the street look like he ready to steal some catalytic converters. Like, watch this nigga. But yeah, my live show when y'all come, it's gonna be straight improv. I'm gonna be talking to y'all. Y'all gonna give me shit to talk about, and we gonna talk about it. And of course, I'll make it funny, but it's not gonna be your traditional comedy show. I'll have Slink and Larry and Kamira. They're gonna bring the funny. If y'all come, y'all might get y'all pictures taken by Black Jesus. That'll be dope. But Slink Guy's on the camera. Slink gonna perform. Yeah. Oh shit, what up, Snaps? What up, Snaps? I write more, nigga. Come down, it's gonna be February 25th. It's a King of Clubs Day. So it's gonna be dope as fuck. It's gonna be dope as fuck. Alright? That nigga Larry Smith up in here. Man, I'm on this right here. I got this from your boy. Nigga Larry Smith over here looking like a goddamn VW Beetle with them teeth. Yeah, Larry gonna be here. Me, Larry, Slink, and Kamira. They're gonna do the traditional stand-up. I'm gonna do what the fuck I do live. I'm gonna do a hybrid. An improv, social commentary affair is what I'm gonna give you. An improvised social commentary affair. Hell no, this ain't no Swisher. Hell no, I don't fuck with no. I don't fuck with no Swisher. This is billionaire hemp wraps. Blueberry flavored. That's what this is. Yeah, I don't fuck with no goddamn Swishers. I don't like the tobacco. Snaps will tell you. Y'all smoking Swishers? Y'all smoking blunts? D over there with the hemp wrap. Hey, Snaps is the person that taught me how to roll a blunt. Like Snaps, because I got rid of my blunt rolling tray in the car. I just hold my shit with one hand. And, see, I couldn't do that shit. I used to smoke papers. When I had to have the tray and the grinder with papers, because papers, if you can't really crumble it. When you crumble paper on paper, it don't really stay lit. And if you get a stem in the paper, it's all the way fucked over. That shit gonna shred in half. It won't even roll. You can fuck up and accidentally get a stem somewhere in a blunt and be good as long as it's flat. Not with no goddamn paper. So I couldn't roll like that with the paper. So I just had to have my weed rolling tray. But with the hemp wraps, I could just, so one day at Craig Facts, I just saw Snaps holding the blunt with one hand and crumbling with the other, and that shit was rolled, and from the process of him opening the blunt to crumbling in his shit, The blunt was rolled within a minute and 37 seconds. And I said, see, I gotta start, I don't do papers no more. I gotta start doing that shit. So snaps. Since then, now in my house, like I use my tray and my grinder. But my weed, my we all got the car transportation kind. What we take in the car. My car stash don't have a grinder no more or a motherfucking tray. I just roll that shit in my hand. It's a true story. Yeah, no swishers. Hemp wraps. And then I always smoke with mullet. Always roll your weed with, you don't get that heavy hit when you put mullet in your weed. Mullet is tasteless, but it takes away that real hard, heavy chest hit. And then drink mullet and tea. Jeff Brown told me about that. And that shit really do like help your smoker's cough. Oh shit, my neighbor parking. This nigga can't park for shit. You ever had a neighbor that can't park? I know he about to bump that motherfucker. Oh, there it go. This nigga just bumped the other neighbor's car. I knew that shit was about to happen. This is a black dude too. This nigga can't drive for shit. He canceled. Any nigga that talks about women's driving, all women gotta do is point this nigga out. And you would lose that argument. This nigga drives like a Mexican, Asian, just got to America 6 days ago ass nigga. Is Keith Murray on the pipe? I think so. What's up, Kenneth Berry? So one of them black, them old niggas be on the Harleys. You hear the old nigga on the Harley? Old niggas love getting on the Harley and bumping Cameo. What up, man? Yes, sir, man. You have a good one. Nigga know you wrong. You know you bumped that nigga. You know you bumped that nigga. Nigga walking back to the back. That nigga walking back to the crib like he didn't just do that nigga's car. I don't know what the fuck that dude was listening to. Nah. You say you feeling crazy, ignorant about now? I have no idea what y'all know about weed. Yeah. I think he said Chun Li is my neighbor. That nigga drive like Chun Li. Fuck out of here. I got all kind of nature around my house. I saw a big ass black cat. Nigga, I done seen a skunk earlier, a possum, a raccoon. I'm living over here in Natureville. I live in nigga Natureville, for real. Saw some coyotes a couple days ago. This shit's really flourishing with wildlife here in South Central California. Hey, nah, Snaps. It looked like it's about to rain. This rain about to start at 5 a.m. I was with my trainer today. I got up this morning I didn't take no pictures. I was up this morning at 5 a.m. I didn't take no pictures this morning though. But it's about to rain. It's about to be raining all weekend. I walked that Runyon Canyon, and that's where the mudslides be happening. So all this rain that's been going on, I'm not about to walk Runyon Canyon in the rain. Hell, it was a mudslide couple weeks ago when I was walking up the mountain. I walked up there the morning after a rain. It was a big ass earth mover moving rocks, clearing them out the way of the walking path. I'm not fucking with Rain Canyon in the rain. Hell nah. P-22 is dead, motherfucker. AE Block almost did get chased. I saw this skunk was out in front of my crib. That motherfucker walked the other way and put his tail up. And then I walked away, I thought he was gone. That turned around like 5 minutes later. Oh, Larry would tell you, I was on the phone with Larry. I was on my porch. And I ran, like I opened the door so goddamn fast. Larry was like, "What's up?" I said, "Man, that skunk, nigga, that skunk started like, look like it's about to come chase me." I'm like, "Man, look, I ain't about to get pissed on by no skunk." I ran up in the house and I saw the skunk turn around. I'm like, good. I am not about to get pissed on by no goddamn skunk. Hey, look, I'm Larry Smith in the chat room. Look. I'm Larry Smith. Black and teeth. That nigga had all the lights on in his room when he took that picture. That's the only difference. That nigga had floodlight on, spotlight, candlelight, nigga, the fan light. Yeah. You just saw the story. Yeah. Hell yeah, skunk. Have you run to Chicago out? I ain't no look. I am not ashamed. Hell yeah, I ran from that skunk. What you want me to do? Stare down a skunk and get pissed on? And I live in bullshit ass California. If I shoot that skunk or even shoot at the skunk, police gonna be all up over here. Uh, you fired a gunshot in city limits. That's yes, you're a certified gun owner, but that's reckless endangerment and that's another charge because you shot at an animal and animals are preserved here. And so pulling my gun out and shooting that motherfucker wasn't an option. So let me run my ass inside so I don't get pissed on. And I did. That's a good idea, Daddy Dale. Pellet gun. That's a good idea because pellet guns don't really make noises like that. That's a good idea. But then, if I shoot that motherfucker with my pellet gun, I don't want to pick that I ain't one of you down south niggas. I don't want to pick up no dead skunk. I think that motherfucker gonna piss on me from the grave. Nah, I got some gloves though. I get gloves and pick that motherfucker up and throw it in the trash. It's gonna stink like it's gonna be stinking. Nah, that's what I do. I get some gloves and throw that shit in my neighbor's trash. Nigga be like, it's a skunk in here. I'm like, for real? No, a skunk? How'd I get in there? Maybe you think it crawled in there and died? I don't know. It's bleeding. He got this little gold, like a little pellet in his temple. Oh, for real? You mean to tell me they shooting skunks these days? No. Yeah, if the skunk dies, would it release his body fluids? I hope so. But look, I don't want to find out. It's best to just run my ass up in the house, Yes, skunk, you got it. You got it. I don't want to face the opportunity. I don't even want the chance of me getting pissed on by a skunk to happen. So, yep. I was looking so goddamn weak, too, when I ran inside. I was looking so weak. I'm like, Dwayne, I was so goddamn weak. But hey, I'll take it. I don't smell like skunk piss, and I didn't have to pick up no dead skunk. Yep. Man, I'm about to listen to some music, man. Get myself a sound bath and some motherfucking John Coltrane, then some motherfucking Izzy Brothers. But to end off what we were saying, man, don't be a victim of the dumb shit. Don't fall victim of dumb shit. When people want to argue over classifications and small shit, that don't mean anything. Let them argue, man. Don't get involved in it. Just let them go and stay balanced. Right now, I'm listening to Johnny Hammond. Got a playlist going on Spotify. Oh, yeah, it said it keeps raining in Sacramento. Well, that's kind of no disrespect, but you live in Sacramento, man. Every time I go to Sacramento, I'm glad that I'm going through Sacramento. You know what I mean? I only go to Sacramento on the way to Lake Tahoe or on the way to Mount Shasta. The only time I ever go to goddamn Sacramento. I don't know how you do it, my brother. But I will say, you know what I mean? Y'all right there at Lake Shasta, not too far from, about 2 hours from Mount Shasta? I love going to Mount Shasta. I want to go now with that snow cap. Nah, Ron Isley wasn't in the Rolling Stone Top 200. Fuck that Rolling Stone. Yeah, Sacramento, man. Y'all keep raining, y'all. But Sacramento's super important. We can talk all the shit we want about LA. Sacramento, nigga, up there, that's where the water matters. We need you niggas to get a lot of rain, because that's where all the goddamn food is up there. We need that Sacramento River full, so all them crops can get fed up in the San Joaquin Valley. Niggas need that. We need them goddamn snow caps around Sacramento. Oh yeah, you right, Star. See, Star be coming in. I know. I ain't no stars in the room. She came with the message. Yeah, don't play the music too loud. Yeah, you right. You right. You right. You right. Star be coming through out of nowhere. She be appearing like Wonder Woman, like dun dun dun. I'm glad I haven't had any complaints in about 2 or 3 months from any men about the moderators. That's good. That's good. What's up, Rob Trimble? Are you third shifting too? See, man, salute to the third shifters, man. Shit. But if I was driving Uber still, I'd be out there right now third shifting. But I gotta be home by I'll be home by 2:30. I ain't smoking on shit right now. I done had I didn't smoke all day. My first time smoking was like at 5 o'clock. But since 5, I done had at least at least 4 or 5 months. Was it 1 o'clock now? Yeah. I didn't smoke all goddamn day, but once I started smoking, I'm done smoking for the night. I'm about to just vibe out and listen to music. Working on the remixes. Yeah. I got my show coming up February 25th. Yeah. I do third shift in the data center. Man, salute to the third shift. Because they asked me to be at the data center at that time in the morning. And that data be getting screwed up and fucked off because I would not be there. Oh, a top 200 shirt, that would be a good idea. Look, my shirts came to a halt because the plug-in for my websites just ain't been working to upload new product. That's the reason why the incense and ashtrays, the Black Music Family Tree, I'm sure you guys have wondered why is that shirt not up on Hotepish.com. Well, it's not up on Hotepish.com because the server won't allow it to go up on Hotepish.com. And it never has. And there's been some weird fucking shit. And I've been having crazy issues uploading new products. I got a whole line of Incense and Ashtrays music t-shirts that are ready for y'all. Like I had like 7 or 8 shirts last year I had to shelve and put to the side dealing with this plug-in issue. It's just, I done hired people, done paid people, but really it's just the shipper and my server, they just don't have a good connection. So I'm getting DwannB.com built right now. And DwannB.com is gonna have a new store on it. And that store is gonna have everything. And when I launch that new store, man, I'm about to have all them music t-shirts. I got a whole bunch of music t-shirts ready for y'all asses. Oh, he says a 20% shift differential on third shift. Well, third shift on then, nigga, shit. They're gonna pay 20% more. Yeah, well, I get it. I get it. I'd probably be third shifting more too at 20% increase. Ooh, Alice Coltrane's on. That's a beautiful song, Blue Nile by Alice Coltrane. Blue Nile by Alice Coltrane. That is a beautiful song. She's on that harp. She sounds like an angel on that harp. Hell yeah, 20%. Well, that's the reason why I would drive Uber late at night because the reason why I drive Uber when I used to drive Uber on Friday and Saturday night was because when the club lets out at the Surge. Well, it's surging like all like around like 8 to 11 people on the way to the club, people on the way to bars, whatever to go out. So I'd always Uber on Saturday night, Friday night, because it'd be surging most of the night. And it would stop surging between like 11 and 1 because that's the time people are generally at where they at. After 1 o'clock, every ride, double rate, triple rate. So it was somewhat of a bonus for working late shift. That's why I did it when I did Uber. So I get it. Man, I'm about to listen to this Alice Coltrane, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all. And remember, there are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages. Those willing to pick up the game. And I think I might come to y'all live from the computer tomorrow. I'll see. I'll see how it work out. I'll holler at y'all.